unbearable dream. Even in sleep, I'm deep in you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if any of you subscribers are aware of what's been happening lately, I found an old box of DVDs from years and years ago, and I'm going through them, and I've found several interviews that I am enjoying sharing with you guys. And a gentleman that put these out, these are over 20 years old, but the gentleman that put these out, his name was John L. Johnson. And I tried to look him up, and the last post I found from him was from 3 years ago. And the video that he posted, he was giving all the proceeds for that video to a cancer organization. So I fear the worst that since I can't find him anywhere online, that maybe he succumbed to cancer, possibly. Uh, a couple of the people that I'm going to be sharing interviews of by John L. Johnson have also passed away, including this lady here, Carol Solomon. So it just makes me sad. And just over 20 years ago, they made these interviews, and I just don't want them to get lost, in the shuffle. I don't want them to fade away. For posterity's sake, I'd like to put these on my channel just because they were a part of my life. Because I watched these 20 some odd years ago and enjoyed the interviews at the very beginnings of my research. So I'm sharing them with you here now. I hope you enjoy them.
Carol Solomon is a great example of everyday people involved in the Bigfoot phenomenon. A stay-at-home mom of 3 boys, she spends what little leisure time she has between them, her husband, and her passion for research. I joined her this past spring in a Central Florida state park.
Gosh, this was about a month, 2 months ago. Just out walking, coming down the trail beside the fence, and looked over, saw the calf. Didn't think anything of it till it was like, where are the buzzards? And it had only been dead maybe, I don't know, a day or two. 2 weeks later, we were back out here, and I decided to come down again to try to make my way over to another trail, and the cow was still here. No buzzards. And I thought, let me go see what's up with this calf, So when I walked over, that's when I noticed the hole in it, and the ears were gone, the lips were gone, the tail was gone, the legs, the 2 front legs were gone, from what I thought were gone. It seemed weird, and where the hole was in the belly part of the calf, all the insides were completely gone, and the whole situation just seemed weird to me.
Although the damage to this carcass could be explained away by small predators, one fact that remains very strange is that there are no buzzards eating this dead calf. Here in Florida, buzzards will eat everything. They will find things in the brush. They will find hidden animals that have walked off to die. There's nothing to keep a buzzard off of this carcass, except possibly something that it was afraid of that had marked it as a kill. The tail from this carcass was found buried, sticking up like a flag about 100 yards from the animal.
The day that I found the calf, I had come walking back through here with my mother, and we come up on this area, and it was just a perfect bed. All of this grass was up in here, and it was just almost nicely done, except for right in the middle where some dirt was, where you could see pretty good sized fingers had done the dirt, kind of pushed the dirt around and stuff. But it was a perfect bed.
One of the things Carol showed me as we walked through the park was a fallen tree that looked like it had been used as some sort of shelter. There seemed to be grass and other padding. It was very obvious that something had laid in there, although there were no distinct footprints or handprints that we could see. There were also some very well-worn paths surrounding this area. In Central Florida in April, the temperatures can still get into the mid-80s. It was getting uncomfortably hot, so we decided to push on towards the campground to do our interview. These images are of a tree bend Carol found last year in the same state park. Although it is overgrown somewhat, it still shows a path leading under this tree bend. The highlight is provided so that you can see it more clearly. And these images clearly show a tree limb that had been twisted and bent down to the ground. The area we suspected was the gripping point showed dirt ground into the wood.
When I was a kid growing up, we had a stretch of woods behind my grandmother's house, and me and her would take walks all the time, and just seeing the tree bends, the shelters, at nighttime hearing the noises coming from the woods, it intrigued me. And as I got older, the more that TV, internet, things like that came about, it was more accessible for me to get out here and start researching. Accidentally, actually, it was coming out here while my husband would be fishing and I was roaming around, and I just actually just stumbled upon tree bends and shelters. And yes, quite a bit. The blondness doesn't help. Being a woman doesn't help. Most definitely. There is so much drama. I don't know what their problem is, but there is too much fighting amongst all the researchers. Way too much. I can understand if you have a beef with somebody because of a certain circumstance or whatever the case is, but there's just way too much. Yes, for the ones that are looking for that pot of gold, sure. A lot of people are making like everything that happens out to be a conspiracy. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like everything is a conspiracy. My work out here, I can find, like I've told you, I have found the tree bends, the shelters, the areas where something huge has bedded down, and I'll come back a week later, a couple of days later, and the stuff is gone. Do I feel like the government has come in? No. Either there's another researcher that doesn't want me to know. It could be a ranger not wanting the publicity coming in here. And so he takes it down. I almost want to say both. And I know that, that's hard for some people to understand, but it's got characteristics of an animal, and it's got the characteristics of a human. It shouldn't be that way. If you're going to go out here and do a job like this, and that's what you need to do, is focus on that. Now, yes, if you can prove that this person is crazy, that, they're making it all up or whatever, okay, fine. The majority of the people that's in this field are honest, and they know what they're talking about. They have seen, they've heard, they've experienced. Anti-kill. I've been called a tree hugger, a bunny hugger. I guess now I'm a Bigfoot hugger. I don't know. You can get one of these creatures, okay, without having to kill it. You can get a shot at it with a gun. I'm sure you can get a shot at it with a tranquilizer gun. If you can take down a monstrous grizzly bear in the Alaskan wilderness, you know, why can't you go and take down a skunk ape or a Bigfoot that is no bigger, just as big, or smaller? I don't understand why right away everybody wants to go and, oh, kill, kill.
For the heat